for 1 second, Victoria. Yeah. Hello. ¿Todo bien? Ya, bueno, este día no, yo hablo así nomás. Bueno, es por la grabación de ahí, pero no pueden girar. Entonces, bueno, bienvenidos a todos a nuestra primera feria educativa. Mil gracias por ser los primeros en acercarse y a participar en la presentación del Humboldt Institute. Los felicito porque han hecho una elección extraordinaria y este año es un poquito diferente a los años anteriores porque este año hay un montón de colegios. Hay chicos de Pescalosi, hay chicos de Santa Úrsula, ¿no? De Junto. Entonces que van a hacer una amistad, ¿no? Van a poder ampliar sus amistades en Lima, aparte de las amistades que van a hacer en la ya, ahora vamos a dar paso a Tobías. Tobías es el gerente de marketing del Humboldt Institute, que bueno, va por alemana a hacer este momento. Listo, para que él nos cuente todo acerca del programa al cual están yendo ustedes y le puedan hacer las preguntas con comodidad. ¿Ya? Entonces, Tobías, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clearly. I hope you can hear me too.
Very loud.
Okay.
So, can you see the people or only me?
I can see the screen right now, but that's fine with me.
Okay, then we'll send you the pictures in a minute. Because this is our first time doing all this technological presentation.
Yeah, please do. Take your time.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah. As soon as I'm with you. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Just a quick question. How long should it take? Like 15, 20 minutes, and then we have time for questions?
Yeah, 15 minutes is good. No, and then questions?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Okay, then, buenos dias a todos. Very good morning to everybody. That was it with my Spanish, which is not so good, so I prefer to stick to English. I hope that's fine with everybody. My name is Toby. I'm the marketing director of the Humboldt Institute in Germany, and I'm going to present you today the Humboldt Institute and especially our year-round language school in Lindenberg in southern Germany. So I give you an idea of the school. You'll see plenty of images, and I guide you through the different facilities that we have on and off campus. And after the presentation, we have some more time for any questions that you might have. I know that a couple of you, I think around 15 students, are joining us end of this year, December 31st to be exact. So I'll show you what will happen when you arrive to Germany, what you will see in Lindenberg, but this is also useful and helpful for prospective students who might consider coming to Germany. Okay, so let's start. Welcome to Lindenberg, welcome to the Humboldt Institute. Here you can see some of our students and the school in Lindenberg in the background. Just a very few facts about our institution. The Humboldt Institute is a non-profit organization. It's an association founded in 1977, which means that we have over 45 years of experience in teaching German in Germany. And we only teach German because our philosophy is you should learn a language where it is spoken. And this is why we have our immersive German teaching approach in our own residential schools. That means we have 4 language schools, all residential, in Germany. 2 in the southern part of Germany, in Lindenberg and Bad Schussenried. They are reserved for junior students, that is kids and teenagers. And then we have 2 schools where we only have adult students aged 18 plus in Constance and 1 in Berlin. So we also separate the different age groups because we don't want to put junior students and adult students together. In addition, we have 8 summer course locations, which are only open temporarily in July and August usually, which is our high season. So far, we have the pleasure to welcome more than 85,000 students in our history, and they hail from over 160 nationalities. So you can see our nationality mix is quite diverse. And now the big question is what sets us apart from other language schools? And this is mainly the Humboldt principle. This is a concept of total immersion, meaning everything takes place on one site. Basically, when you think about our residential language schools, you can think about boarding schools, because everything takes place in one site, on one campus. We have our classrooms there, we have the student accommodation, the meals are provided by our own staff, we have leisure facilities on campus, but of course we also leave the campus for excursions and other activities. And what we want to achieve is a combination of learning and fun. Our courses are intensive, with about 30 lessons per week, which is more than in most other schools. We also include supervised homework lessons, so in case you have any questions while doing your homework, there's someone there to help and assist you. But we also have a daily leisure program in the afternoon as well in the evenings that is part of our program, and this is complemented by excursions on Wednesdays and Saturdays, because you want to see something else, you want to see the vicinity, but also bigger cities like Munich or Stuttgart, and that's what's included in our offer. And that's why we also refer to learn German with friends, because you do not only learn with other students, but you quickly make friends in our school. And now let's take a closer look at our school in Lindenberg, which is this one here. As I said, it's a residential school. We have a capacity of around 200 students in the residence, and in summer we also have host families. But our model is designed about the residence accommodation, and you can start your course anytime between 2 and 52 weeks. Lindenberg was opened in 2004. Before that, it was owned by German Railways, and it served as a mother-child sanatorium, basically. So families or mothers with their children could go there to relax and to regain some more energy. But since 2004, the Humboldt Institute is there, and since then we're constantly improving and renovating the school. And next year we'll celebrate our 20th anniversary. As I said, it's a residential language school. Everything takes place here on campus. You can see the main building with its 4 floors, and the ground floor on the left we have the school's restaurant where we serve breakfast, lunch and dinner. On the ground floor we have our offices and many classrooms, and also a student room. And then we have the dormitories on the 1st and 2nd floor. And on the right next to the tower, you can see additional buildings which house the gym, the big leisure hall, and also our indoor swimming pool. And also you get an idea of the campus, because we're very close to the city of Lindenberg. It's about a 10-minute walk to the city center. But it's also on it's located on top of the hill, the school. So that's our own private campus right next to this forest. So this means there are no neighbors. So we have lots of privacy there, and students have a very safe and natural environment in our school. So this is a photo that we've obviously taken in summer. And in winter, in Lindenberg, we have lots of snow. So you can see how this looks almost at the moment. The photo is not exactly up to date, but I've been to Lindenberg on Friday, and we had the first snow of the year. So the snow has already arrived. It's time for you to arrive as well. Before I dive deeper into our programs on site, just a very quick introduction on Lindenberg, which you can see here. It's a relatively small city with 12,000 people. You have everything you need. You have drugstores, supermarkets, restaurants, cafes, you get ice cream, and most importantly, it's a very quiet, very safe space for international students. You have a beautiful setting with the mountains in the background. And this view that you have in this photo is similar to the one that you get from our school when you walk down to the city center. So our students can go to the city center twice a week. For the first time, we'll accompany the students and show them what's there, where they can find what. And then the teenage students can leave in groups of 3 students for every further city walk. But now, where is this Lindenberg, you may ask? We're located in southern Germany, basically between Munich and Zurich airport. So you can choose any of these 2 airports for your arrival to Lindenberg. The travel distance or the travel time from Lindenberg to one of the airports is around 2 hours, 2 hours 15 minutes, depending on the traffic situation. And as you can see, we're in the very southern part of Germany. Austria is very close. It's just a 5-minute drive from Lindenberg. Switzerland is also very close. The nature is beautiful. There are plenty of lovely cities with historic city centers as well, meaning there are lots of options for our excursions. But now, when you plan to arrive to Lindenberg, we'll have our staff or contract drivers picking you up from the airport, holding different kinds of Humboldt signs in the arrival area. Everything, the exact meeting point, etc., that's described in the course information letter that you either already have or will receive in the weeks before the course. So everything will be in there, but I just want to give you an idea how this works. So you will be picked up at the arrivals area at the airport, and the transfers, depending on how many students arrive at a given time, are either individual or they're grouped. This depends on. We mainly use either regular cars or our own Humboldt branded vans because they have lots of space for luggage. And depending on the season, you might need a bit more luggage since you need warmer clothing in winter than you usually do in summertime when this image was taken. So we'll take you from the airport to the school on your first day. At the school, we also take care of all your basic needs. So starting with the food, we have our own school restaurant. It has been renovated, I think, 3 or 4 years ago. All the meals are served there, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Lunch and dinner are both served hot, and they're served buffet style. So you can choose what you like. There's also a big salad buffet available for students. Usually we have a soup. We have 2 main courses, one with fish or meat and a vegetarian option, and then we have dessert as well. If you have any dietary requirements, please let us know, because since the school is our own and it's our own staff, we'll be able to accommodate requests at no extra cost. So, for instance, a gluten-free diet if you're lactose intolerant, or if you have any other needs, please let us know beforehand, and we'll be happy to accommodate for that. And since our schools are residential, many questions are always asked about the accommodation. We have renovated the rooms in the main building 4 years ago. All the rooms are twin rooms and all are ensuite with your own bathroom. And the rooms are mainly equipped with bunk beds. You have your own cabinet, you have your own desktop, and you're either looking at the forest behind the school, or on the south side, you're looking to the Alps, which is especially lovely in the morning when you open the curtain and you see either snowy mountains or just mountains in sunshine. That's very lovely about Lindenberg. And the rooms are all roughly similar. The furniture is basically identical. It's just the size of the rooms may differ a bit. Here's another example. There are also plenty of more facilities indoor, for instance, our leisure hall, our gym. So both in summer, in winter, in case of good weather, in case of bad weather, we offer plenty of activities. I'll present you an overview how the day and the week in Lindenberg is structured in a second. But you can see that there are plenty of options both indoors and outdoors. Speaking of winter, playing in the snow, taking a sled, that's very popular as well. And for some of our students, especially those hailing from Asia, from China or from Vietnam, many of these students, they see snow for the very first time in Lindenberg. Okay, and now a quick word on the skiing option that either all of you or a few of you have booked. That's an additional course. In addition to our German course, and we provide all the skiing or snowboarding gear. So depending on what you choose, skiing or snowboarding, we provide the ski, the snowboard, the boots, and the helmet. What you'll have to bring is warm clothing, a scarf, and yeah, everything to keep you warm, and goggles. And then you're good to go. On Monday we'll have a fitting day, so in the afternoon we'll make sure that everybody has his equipment, and that's all checked. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we're going skiing. So the course is aimed at beginners. So we're going to a small skiing area that's around 20 minutes by car from Lindenberg. So there you'll learn the basics of skiing. And on Saturday, we're going on a full day skiing excursion to a bigger skiing area which is nearby, most likely in Austria, where you have a wider choice just of slopes to choose from and further work on your skiing skills. So the skiing option is bookable for 1 week or for 2 weeks as you prefer. We do it with a minimum of 3 students, and of course we'll have to have some snow. Should there be not enough snow in the very week, we can either postpone the course to a week later, or should the weather be very warm and we can't go skiing, then you would just take the regular course program and the regular leisure activities and you would get reimbursed. But since it's already snowed, like last week, I'll keep my fingers crossed that we'll have plenty of snow in Lindenberg and the nearby cities this winter. Okay, so just very short. And now let's take a look on our sample schedule, which is also provided in the course information letter that you receive. You see it's a very clear structure from Monday to Sunday. We have lessons from Monday to Friday in the morning. It's always 5 lessons. Each lesson is 45 minutes. So in general, we have 30 lessons a week. For the intensive course, 30. If you choose the skiing option, then it's 26 lessons, because we won't have the afternoon lessons on Tuesday and Thursday, because we'll go skiing. You see the breakfast, lunch, and dinner time. And after classes, we always have activities, afternoon activities. So this can be the city walk, this can be sports activities, creative social activities. And we always put an emphasis on the fact that we offer different kinds of activities because different students have different interests. At the school, we'll have a big blackboard in the entrance area, which looks like this plan here. It goes from Monday to Friday with all the fixed dates and times. And then the leisure options and the excursions, they change from week to week and from season to season, and also depending on the weather, of course. So students will learn what we'll do this week. For instance, last Wednesday, students actually went to Ravensburg, as seen here. They went on a photo rally. And on Saturday, they were going to Switzerland. This past Saturday they went to Switzerland, but Munich is also very popular among the students. So yeah, in the afternoon we have afternoon activities, then we have dinner, supervised homework from Monday to Thursday, and then again on Sunday. And in the evening we also have different evening activities. Students will have to participate in one of the activities, but they can choose which one they prefer, and they will also have a photo of the camp counselor who is doing the activity, so they know who will actually be responsible for this and this activity. Okay, so that was it in very short regarding the weekly program of our courses. And now just to wrap it up, just repeat how we differentiate ourselves from other schools and how we achieve an above average advancements of our students when it comes to improving their German knowledge. Because the Humboldt Institute has its own curriculum. We have homogeneous classes, that is, we only put students of a similar level together in one class. The courses are intensive, as I said, with 30 lessons in Lindenberg, in small classes with about 10 students each. Our teachers all have university degrees, and we have weekly performance control, so every Friday we write a small test, so the teacher, but also the student knows what has happened in this week. Did I learn everything? Did I understand everything? Is there something I miss that I can work on or should work on? And also the residential accommodation and the leisure program, which is conducted in German, and our staff who incentivizes the students to speak German with one another, will help students to immerse themselves in the language. And we have many returning students, happy parents, and also happy agencies, which is reflected in the awards that we won in recent years for German language school, both from the Study Travel magazine in the United Kingdom and the Turkish Agency Association UED. So that was in very short the overview that I wanted to give you. So what you can expect in Lindenberg in our school, and I'm sure you will have plenty of questions afterwards. And in case you have any more questions later on, then I'm sure Lucrecia will be more than happy to help you. Yeah, but now it's all yours, and please let me know what you would like to know. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I hope it wasn't too quick, but I wanted to talk too long, you know?
No, but there were lots of images, and it's very important that the students know, when we arrive, so the practical information is very helpful, ¿no? Porque cuando llegan y dicen, no saben qué va a pasar, pero ya saben, ¿no? Y seguro que tienen un montón de preguntas también. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
¿Alguien quiere hacer alguna preguntita, un comentario? Chicas, anímense. Ya, por ejemplo, este sábado se van a tal sitio, tal paseo, ¿cómo están informando papás acá en Lima? Pues los sábados hay paseos fuera de Lima, ¿no? Y pueden ir a Suiza, a Múnich, ¿no? Dependiendo de sus intereses. Nos van a comentar, ¿por qué estamos yendo a Portugal? A ver, vamos a preguntar. Yeah, Tobias, I have one question for you. Yes, Cecilia, she wants to know about the excursion. So how is the planning of the excursion? And if you send, how do you inform, the students and the parents of the students about what's going to happen, during the stay, if it's a longer week, or how does that work?
This happens in two ways. First of all, we have our blackboard, which is literally a very big blackboard in the entrance hall of our school. It goes from Monday to Friday, and it lists the excursions of the upcoming week or the current week. So students know which excursion we're going on Wednesday and Saturday. And also, if there's a specific topic, for instance, a photo rally, if we're going to visit a specific museum, etc., and so on. And the idea of these excursions is that students will get to see cities outside of Lindenberg, obviously, different regions of Germany, or at least within the region where Lindenberg is located, that they can learn something. For instance, when we go to a museum, where we have a guided tour, which is designed for a young audience, and also in a relatively simple German mostly, but also students will have some free time to spend in the city, to discover the city on themselves or to buy some souvenirs. So this is announced via the blackboard, and also before lunch every day, our staff makes announcements. So students are always informed what will happen either this day or tomorrow. If students need to take any precautions, if they should pack something specific like an umbrella because it might be raining, or if it's quite cold, then the students should bring extra warm clothing when we'll be outside for an extended period of time. So we inform the students directly on site, but there are no additional mailings to parents while we're doing this very week. But students can, for instance, just take a photo of the blackboard and mail it over to their parents if they're interested to know what is going on in this week. And the excursions will change over every week. So we won't do the same two excursions week after week, but it will always be something different.
Entonces, hay un comentario, ¿no?, ante la pregunta de Ceci, yo sí sabía la respuesta, pero es muy importante, o sea, que los papás sean conscientes, ¿no? Porque, o sea, el Humboldt Institute, los chiquitos que están viendo, los alumnos, no son tan chiquititos, ¿no? O sea, son jóvenes, son adolescentes, y también tienen la responsabilidad de comunicarse con sus papás. Entonces, por favor, acá todos los adolescentes aquí presentes, ¿no? O sea, si pueden tener la amabilidad de comunicarse con sus papás. ¿Ya? Bueno, yo también soy madre de adolescente, ¿no? Entonces, yo sé cómo funciona más o menos, y a veces los papás, o sea, no están felices que los hijos no están comunicándose constantemente, pero yo les digo, eso es buena señal, ¿no? Porque las quejas llegan rápido, que no me gusta esto, que no me gusta la comida, que no me dieron esto, que etcétera, ¿no? Si los chicos no se comunican, es buena señal. Pero eso no quiere decir que los chicos agradecidos, por favor, no puedan decirles a sus papás, gracias, ¿no? Por mandarnos acá y mira, ahora vamos a hacer eso, porque así los papás también están más felices. Pero por la expectativa, o sea, los papás tienen que tener la expectativa, o sea, que nosotros mismos en la escuela del mundo no sabemos. O sea, podemos preguntar, pero vaya a preguntar. Nosotros en la comunicación, eso también, I'm explaining about, how the communication works, ¿no? Because it flows, it's not that fast, ¿no? Uno diría, ya, dame la información y ya toma. O sea, no es así, porque nosotros nos comunicamos con las oficinas centrales, ¿no? Donde trabaja Toby, ¿no? Entonces, Toby, el equipo del Humboldt Institute, se comunica con el centro de Lindenberg, ¿no? El centro de Lindenberg le manda la información de las oficinas centrales y ellos nos informan a nosotros, ¿no? Entonces, did you get that one? No. About the flow of the information. It's not, with a magic stick,
No, but maybe let me just add you that the school is equipped with Wi-Fi everywhere. Students have access to Wi-Fi. Of course, they should not use their phone during meals and during lessons in the morning, but in the afternoon or evening when they have free time, they can access their mobile phone. They can call their parents, they can send messages, also they can exchange messages with their friends back home. That's of course possible, so they're not lost, but as Lucrecia said, if you have no news, usually that's good news because they integrated fairly quickly and made new friends and don't miss anything. And if they don't miss anything, then that's also a very good sign, I'd say.
Claro, entonces bueno, como dijo Tobías, es muy importante, o sea, el centro tiene Wi-Fi, o sea, los chicos no tienen excusa para decir, ay no, mamá, bueno, puede decir, se me descargó el teléfono, está sin batería, ¿no? Pero bueno, están los teléfonos de los amiguitos, entonces sí se pueden comunicar, pero como les digo, o sea, también la agenda es súper intensa, entonces corre para la clase, corre para el almuerzo, corre para la excursión, ¿no? Y como les digo, si los chicos no se comunican mucho, es súper buena señal. Sí, perdón, aquí tú querías hacer una pregunta. Ya, quería preguntar del Wi-Fi.
No, yo quería hacer otra pregunta.
A ver.
Entendí que...
Es que yo no sé si te puede escuchar.
Ok. No, pero mejor digo en español.
A ver.
En la semana...
sí, pregúntale nomás.
En la semana entendí que van a tener tiempos libres para visitar la ciudad. Inclusive que en la primera salida los van a guiar para que conozcan por dónde ir. Hay una hora de retorno máximo, me imagino, al instituto. ¿Eso está definido?
Yeah, Toby, we want to know about the outings to Lindenberg City. If there's a schedule, there's, at the moment, what are the rules, at what time they can go out, at what time they have to come back, they have to register. How does that work?
The city walk is on the schedule twice per week. I think either Tuesday and Thursday, but this changes from the summer schedule to the winter schedule. And as I said, for the first city walk, the students will be accompanied by our staff because they need to know the way, how to get to the city center. where they can find what, because for some students it may be the first time in Germany and they're not familiar with all the stores and brands who sells what. So we'll show the students where to go, where to find what on the first city walk, and then for all the further city walks, the teenage students can go on themselves in small groups. So groups of 3 students, they'll have to sign off at the reception. There's a book or a folder where every student signs off, and students need to be back until dinner time at the latest. So it's in the afternoon. Let me just check on the schedule. Where is it? Here, the city walk here is from 3:30, I think, or 4 up to 6. So either they have 2 or 2.5 hours, and the city center of Lindenberg is literally only 10 minutes walking distance through small side streets. There's not lots of traffic, so it's quite safe as well. And yeah, students can go there twice a week. And also during the excursion on Wednesday afternoon or on Saturday, depending on where we go. Usually we'll be in the city, but not always. And when we're in the city, then students will have some free time there as well in groups of 3 to do shopping, souvenirs, whatever they like. Yeah. And all the activities and all the excursions are of course supervised by our staff. So also in Lindenberg on campus, when we go to our indoor pool, for instance, students can't go to the indoor pool by themselves. There will always be one of our staff members who's either conducting an activity or at least supervising when students are playing or do any kind of activity.
So Tommy, the swimming pool is going to be working for this January?
Sorry again?
The swimming pool is going to be open for the students in January, January? It's on?
No, I didn't get the first part of your question. What do you mean is on?
Yes, now the swimming pool is not only for the summer, so if the students have to bring their bathing suits?
Yeah, they can if they want. It's not mandatory because we have different activities. So, for instance, if one afternoon the swimming pool is open and it will be on the blackboard that, for instance, on Friday afternoon we have swimming as an activity or water polo, then students can go there. But at the same time, we might offer another activity that could be baking Christmas cookies or just painting T-shirts. Because we always want to offer different activities, and also depending on the number of students, we'll have different activities on offer. So I said we have around 200 students max in summer. In winter it might be less, so 30, 40 students maybe only. Right now we have around 70 students, and then you can imagine when we want to offer activities, we at least have to have 3 to 4 different kinds of activities. And so there will always be a choice. And yeah, of course, the indoor pool is open, especially in winter. In summer, we can go to a nearby lake where there's a public pool at the lake. In winter, we don't have this option. But in winter, we could go there for some ice skating. So if you want to go swimming, you need to stay on campus. If you don't mind some cooler activities, we can also leave the campus.
What about the skiing clothes, the equipment?
The skiing equipment, you mean?
Yeah.
We'll provide skis or snowboards and the boots and helmets. So that's provided by us. We'll do a fitting on Monday afternoon. So everybody gets his or her equipment assigned in the right size, and we check for the connections. And then the only thing that you need is clothing, gloves, a hat. Oh no, if you have a helmet, you don't need a hat, and you need some gloves as well. That's what you have to bring, but the equipment, that's provided by us.
And And what if the families don't have the skiing clothes? Can they buy them in Germany?
Yes, you can do. Well, I'd recommend getting them ahead of time in Peru. You don't need super special gloves, so regular winter gloves, as long as they're a bit water resistant, they should be fine. But other than that, there's a market for sporting and outdoor equipment in Lindenberg, where we also buy our own equipment. So it's certainly possible to do that in Lindenberg as well. But I'd say it's easier to get it ahead of time. However, if you have your skiing course only in the second or the third week of your stay, then it's totally fine to buy your gloves in the first week, for instance, because there we have plenty of opportunities to go to the city center. But please keep in mind also, when you don't go skiing, or if it's just a week where you don't go skiing, please bring clothing that's quite warm, because it's very likely 0 degrees or lower, and if it might be minus 10 degrees, also just walking outside, you should bring some really warm clothing to feel comfortable outside. And also good shoes, so not just only sneakers. You can of course wear them in the school, or when we go on an excursion to a big city, you don't need super winter gear there, but in Lindenberg, or when we go out for a walk, you should also bring warm shoes as well.
¿Deben llevar paraguas o hay paraguas suficientes para todos?
Do they need to bring their own umbrellas, or you provide the umbrellas for the students?
Well, if you have one, I'd recommend just bring one with you. Also, in case of heavy snow, it can be quite handy to get some cover with an umbrella, because we don't have that many umbrellas that we could lend to students. We might have a few, but I'd recommend bringing one. But if you really need one and you don't brought one, then you could get one in Lindenberg as well. However, sorry to interrupt, you will also get a packing list with items that we recommend to bring, and then you could make up your mind what you want to pack. But in general, it's better to have a bit more and might not be required to use it, instead of you miss something and you don't have it with you.
Is there a way to measure the improvement in German for the students?
Sorry, to measure what exactly?
How much they improve in their German skills during their stay?
First of all, once the students arrive, either on the first day or on the first day of class, we'll have a detailed placement test. So students write this test, and afterwards they're assigned to different classes, because our classes are very homogeneous and we want to have students of a very similar level of German, because then they can best learn together and make the best possible progress. Every week, students will write this weekly test and see where they are in terms of the content that was taught in this week and that was practiced during this week as well. So they know which new topics they master quite good and where they might have some gaps. And then usually every 5 weeks we write a level test. In case of your students, they stay, because the new level starts January 5, but however, at the end of the course, the students will receive a certificate, and you will know what you have learned, what you didn't know before you joined our course. And usually after 4 weeks, you will see a significant progress and improvement, especially when it comes to speaking, because in our lessons we have an above average share of speaking, because we don't have traditional teaching methods where the teacher talks most of the time, but actually students should talk most of the time. So the teacher introduces a new topic and has varied different social teaching forms and methods where students engage in discussions in groups or in pairs, and the teacher goes around and helps the students. And also, given that the classes are quite small, with only 10 students on average, students will have a lot of time to communicate and to speak. So there is not exactly a one-to-one measurement, because this would be a very, very detailed test. But for instance, you could take our online test to get an idea on where you are before you start, and then you could retake the test at the end. Or you just compare your placement at the beginning of the course with the final course certificate that you receive from our teachers. And also you will notice yourself how much progress you made, how much more confident you will feel when it comes to speaking the language.
Yeah, about the laundry, how does it work?
Sorry, can you please repeat the question or the first part?
Yeah, sorry, about the...
Laundry.
Yeah.
Laundry. Okay. So our students, they get 2 laundry nets. So like small bags where they can put their used laundry in, and then they can drop it off like almost every morning or every afternoon. We have certain times. That will be included in the course information letter as well, and we'll introduce the students once they're here, because they'll also get a school tour so that they know where to find which facility in the school building, because it's quite big and you'll have to get used to where to find what. And the basement, in the basement of the main building, there's a laundry room, and students can drop off their laundry there and pick it up then 1 or 2 days later. And also, once a week, we change the towels and bed linen. So we also ask our students to drop them off. That's usually done on Sundays, because Sundays are a bit of a relaxed day, where students should also clean up their rooms, tidy up a bit at least, so that not things are lying around everywhere. And that's also when they can change their bed linen and when they get new towels. And that's all the laundry is done on site by our own staff as well. But please consider that we have like very big washing machines, so the clothing that the students take with them shouldn't be too delicate, because we have like big washing machines where we put all the students' laundry nets inside and wash them at a time, and also put them in a tumble dryer. So please take that into account when packing the suitcase.
I have a question. Do we have to bring like the supplies for like pencils or like folders or something like that, or you give us all of that?
You should only bring something to write, like your favorite pencil, and that's totally fine. Everything else will be provided by us. Students get all the course material, and they will get a folder and paper from us. So you don't have to buy any stationary equipment, but just bring a pen or 2 so that you have something to write. You can also bring an electronic device if you want to take notes on that, if some students do that. That's mainly done by our adult students and less so by our teenage students. But we provide everything, and you should just bring a pen.
How much is that progress for students who only begin with German?
Sorry again, can you repeat your question, please?
Yeah, mine is asking, because her daughters come from the American school. So some of the students that go to Humboldt Institute come from schools that are not teaching German, so they know nothing of German. So how much can they learn in, let's say, 4 weeks from zero? Will they be able to have a conversation?
Yeah, they will certainly have the skills to have a basic conversation. Actually, also from the very first lesson on, they'll be able to just introduce themselves, tell other students where they come from, what they do, which languages they may speak. And just to give you an idea, our course system, which is also designed for long-term students who want to study at university in Germany, for instance, this course system runs in cycles of 5 weeks each. So, and the course levels, they're designated according to the European Framework of Reference for Languages. So you know these levels, A1, A2, B1, so you should be familiar with these. And our A1, A2 and B1 course, they each take 5 weeks. So when you stay with us for 4 weeks, then that's 80% of our A1 level. So basically you have an 80% completed A1 level if you join one of our courses as a total beginner for 4 weeks. So after that you can have a basic conversation, but of course you'll have to know that your vocabulary is limited and that your grammar is limited. So in terms of present, past or future tenses, it's quite limited, but you can have a basic conversation certainly with A1. And maybe some native speakers will speak too quickly for you, but you should be able to grasp quite a bit after the end of the course.
Are we going to have like some free time where we don't need to like follow the schedule or anything?
Yeah, well, actually all the activities in the afternoon and evening, the participation for the juniors is mandatory because we have some responsibility and supervision duty, but they're first of all also fun, and you will have the activities together with your friends. But then also afterwards, after lunch or after dinner, in the evening later, you have some free time as well. When you go to the city center, the city walk, that's basically free time where you can decide what to do. Obviously, you don't have to go to the city center. And also the Saturday excursion, you have plenty of free time. And on Sunday especially as well, because Sunday is, yeah, as I said, more or less a day off. It's to relax, so you can sleep over in the morning. We have brunch instead of the regular breakfast and lunch, and yeah, that's kind of a lazy day. So the schedule looks quite busy because there are lots of entries, etc. But many of these parts of the schedule are not as strict as class. But many activities are leisure activities, and of course you'll have some free time as well.
Okay, Lucrecia, thank you so much for the presentation, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to have this experience with you in your Sunday afternoon. So, well, we're going to continue with the fair, and we're going to send you pictures.
Yeah, please do, and you're very welcome. I hope I could answer most of your questions. You can also follow us on Instagram or Facebook to get an overview and an impression of what our students do in their free time during the activities. And if there's anything more, just please contact Lucrecia and she'll either answer it directly or forward your request to us. For all those students who are coming to us end of this year, I wish you safe travels. Enjoy your course, enjoy your time in Germany with us. there are plenty of things to do, to discover, to learn, and yeah, I wish you lots of fun. And today, enjoy the fair. Best of luck with your event, Lucrecia, and hope to see you soon. Yeah, you're welcome. Goodbye.
Y ahora quiero decirles dos cositas antes de pasar a la feria. Quiero presentarles a Cristín. Hola, ya está. Ya, como ustedes están interesados en el alemán, entonces ya no me he dado cuenta, pero me parece que sería súper interesante. Cristín. Bueno, Cristín, ella trabaja, es la directora del Liceo Alpino Subos, que es un colegio, o sea, no es como el instituto, que es una escuela de alemán, inmediatamente, ¿no? Y el Liceo Alpinum es un colegio internado, y me gustaría que tengan la oportunidad de ver este colegio. De verdad que se nos pone la piel de gallina cuando piensan en ese colegio, ¿no? Ella tiene una presentación de 10 minutos. ¿No? Entonces, y ya después, bueno, pueden hacerle preguntas. Y también tenemos aquí nuestra querida notaria, Mónica Tamini, ¿no? Que nos ayuda con los permisos notariales, y pueden hacer los permisos notariales hoy día si quieren, como Mónica, o si no, después. Pero aquí es práctico, lo pueden hacer rapidito. ¿Ya? Entonces, voy a pasar aquí el micrófono con mi querida Cristina. You're doing it in German or English? English? Now, English or German? English. ¿Cuántos hablan alemán? ¿Cuántos entienden? ¿Quiénes saben alemán?
Sehr schön. Hallo, guten Morgen.
Ja,
Sehr gut.
Yeah, so as Lucrecia said, we are not a language school, we're a boarding school. But we teach two programs. One we teach in German, the Swiss Matura, which leads to a diploma, which allows you to go to universities worldwide. On the other hand, we teach a program in English, the IB diploma program, which also allows you then to have a diploma to go to universities worldwide. What's probably most interesting for you, whoops, so I want to start by just showing you where we are. Snow has also arrived in Swords. It's a mixture of showing you what we look like in summer and spring and what we look like right now. connected to the rest of the world with its own train station. So, who are we? ¿Quiénes somos? We have 119 years of experience at our school. We were founded in 1904. We have a very traditional but also current motto. As Spanish speakers, you can probably guess this is Latin. Mens sana in corpore sano, a healthy mind lives in a healthy body. This is why at our school we do a lot of sports just to keep healthy. We have a huge campus, you've seen some of it in the video, 130,000 square meters to run around. We are a little bit larger than Humboldt. We have 340 students with us from grades 7 to 12. So our youngest students are 12 years old. Our student community is put together out of 48 different nationalities, so we're very, very international, as is typical for Switzerland. As I mentioned, we have two demanding academic programs, the IB Diploma program and the Swiss Matura, which we teach in German. We offer two different summer camps for different age groups. And we have a winter immersion program. That means it's not like camp, it's like a mini high school experience. That means you come, you join our classes in German or in English, and you have the same activities, the same routine as our regular boarding students. We have two dining halls with stunning views. And we serve international, healthy, delicious food, also served in buffet style. There's always fish, there's always meat, there's always vegetarian options, dessert and salad. We have very bright, very big art studios. We have 3 different science labs. We have a design and technology studio with 7 3D printers, so you can get really creative. We have a robotics room, 100 seats in our little theatre. We have 2 drama groups, one rehearses in German and one rehearses in English. We have 6 tennis courts. 4 of them get turned into an ice rink in winter. You'll see in a moment. We have 7 Eton Fives courts. It's a game you may not be familiar with. It is played and it comes from Eton boarding school in the UK. It's a very old game, very similar to squash. But instead of playing with a racket, you play it with your fives. We have 2 cricket fields, 3 football pitches. We have an 18-hole golf course just opposite the school. We have 2 outdoor and 4 indoor basketball courts, so you see we do a lot of sports. But of course we also have lots of study facilities. At the end of the day we stay active only so we can study well. We live in separate boarding houses, boys and girls separate, 3 boys' houses and 3 girls' boarding houses. We have, now talking about winter, 350 kilometers of ski slopes just around the school. At 1800 meters in the Alps, we also offer a skiing academy for students who want to take their skiing to another level. We have endless, breathtaking views, a winter wonderland, and now you can see the ice fields. We have an ice hockey field, mostly used by the boys, but we have some girls doing that as well. Ice skating rinks, And we go on yearly community service trips. So students learn to give back as well. At the end of the day, a very happy community looking forward to hopefully meeting you one day. And at the end of my presentation, I just want to play a little testimonial for you. It's not a Peruvian student, it's a Mexican student. He wanted to speak in English, but I've got Spanish subtitles for you. You'll hear from Benjamin.
The Lyceum originally for me started off as an option more than anything. It was supposed to be nothing more than a school that I would attend. But when I got here, I noticed that they offered something that other schools didn't. But the funny thing is they didn't really advertise it. The reason I chose the school is because of the sports, because the other schools didn't really have what I was looking for. But what I mean about something that they didn't advertise is a community unlike any other I've ever been a part of or seen. I eventually found out that it's what they call the spirit of Suots. It's a community formed around the village and the people and the school itself, and it just focuses on trying to be the best person you can be every single day, but not only for yourself, but for others. People push you constantly to be the best you can be, and you do the same, because it's pretty obvious that everyone in life wants to succeed, but I've noticed that here in the school, everyone wants to succeed in the school, within the school, because of the school. It's a certain type of passion that you just get from being here, and I don't think any other place in the world could have offered that to me the way that this school has. The community is just so deep and it has so many layers. I can tell you personally that I'm in a part of a basketball team that is very close. I have a very close friend group. I have a girlfriend. I'm happy in all aspects of my social life here. And this community is just amazing. I see people every day want to work harder, and it's just a bond, not only with people that you currently see, but people from past, like Suots endeavors. They've also formed a bond with current people, because any connection that you find with this place, it just automatically makes you click with other people that have felt the same thing as you, because it's not really explainable unless you've been here. So honestly, I could not be happier with the decision I've made. My parents, I thank them for having me come here.
That's it, thank you, gracias.
¿O hay opción a, no sé, un mes, 2 meses?
Sí, es posible. Oh, sorry, I don't speak that much, so un semestre.
6 months.
6 months, or the winter immersion actually is shorter. You could come for 2 weeks minimum, but you could extend it to 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. Uy.
Sí, Cristina está en la feria. Ajá. Sí, o sea, los que quieren tener un poco más de información, precios y eso es muy entonces. Pero bueno, como pueden ver, es un colegio súper curioso, porque yo he estado ahí, la verdad que se te pone la piel de gallina. Pero algo que yo encuentro que es súper interesante es la cultura. O sea, cuando vas ahí, es como te sientes aparte de dignos, académicamente, toda la infraestructura, pero efectivamente lo que dice el chico acá, hay como una energía en ese lugar. Si tiene la oportunidad, le estoy diciendo, pueden ir un mínimo de 2 semanas. Y yo pienso de que ir a un colegio de estos que son de los mejores colegios del mundo, obviamente, o sea, ir todo el año, o sea, cuesta una fortuna, pero tener la experiencia de poder ir un mínimo de 2 semanas, 3 semanas, quedarte un mes, realmente yo creo que es transformadora tener esa conexión con nuestra gente. Bueno, muchísimas gracias, por favor, los invitamos sobre todo los chicos, las chicas que puedan ver con quiénes van a estar compartiendo esta semanita, que van a estar de viaje. Aquí en la terraza tenemos un coffee break, ¿no? Y pueden pasar a todos los colegios que hay acá, todas las escuelas son chéverísimas, ¿no? O sea que todos pueden tener información para conocer. Sí, gracias.
AB on the track, yeah.